Hey guys, just want to talk briefly about some of the things we're seeing out there. You know, with all the hoarding of food and people being incredibly frightened by this quarantining and social distancing and staying at home. You know, we saw a major rush on the supermarkets, and we talked about how people were kind of buying the wrong things out there and loading up on the chips and the snacks and the ice creams and the frozen pizzas and whatnot. And what we're hearing now and what we're seeing out there is people at home eating a lot of these foods, overeating a lot of these foods, and actually gaining weight, which is the last thing we want to be doing right now. This is a time for stripping down, getting lean and getting strong by getting out of the way and letting our bodies build back up, especially if we've been compromised and we're in a state of disrepair and we're suffering from one or more chronic diseases, which most Americans are. So this is a time for crowding out that stuff and getting healthy foods in our system so that we can build up our immune systems. Look, we're in the middle of this COVID crisis. It's spreading. I live here in Jersey, and the numbers are going up every day. It is frightening, and people continue to get sick, and more people that know people and are dying and getting sick. So this is a very high tension time. We're under a fair amount of stress, whether we know it or not. There's a certain amount of stress that we're all feeling. These are compromising our bodies, are compromising our immune system. The last thing we should be doing right now is loading up on these junk processed foods. These are the foods that are tearing us down. We need all the strength that we can gather right now. And the beauty of it is it can start immediately, especially by starting to nourish ourselves with the right foods. And what are we talking about? It's very simple. We're just talking about whole foods, fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, seeds. This is what's going to build us up. The world is out of balance right now. We're very out of balance. We are dealing with a pandemic. It's a time for us to, like, it's forced. You know, some of our freedoms have been taken, justifiably so we can hopefully contain this thing. What are we doing with this time? This is a time that we can now use to our benefit, to strengthen up, to take all the precautions necessary, to do our own part in helping to stem the spread of this pandemic and this virus. And in the meantime, have something to show for this time. What do we mean by that? Well, what are we doing? This is a time for cleaning house, literally and figuratively. We can clean out our environments. We can be productive. We can clean out our bodies by getting rid of the junk food. We can take a look within, given that we can't go out. So let's look within. Let's look at all of the areas of our lives. Yes, diet is incredibly important. Is it the most important nutrient that we need to be healthy? We would argue no, it's not. Yes, a good diet, what we eat, how much we eat, when we eat, and the combinations. We can talk about that all day long. That is a component of a healthy body, mind, and soul. But equally important, if not more so, are other areas of our lives. What about our relationships? Now is a time to reflect on those. Which ones are building us up and making us strong, and which ones aren't? What about our careers? Are we happy in our jobs? Or are we fulfilled? Exercise. Are we getting enough exercise? Are we getting the right kind of exercise? We don't need to be running marathons and lifting hundreds of pounds. Are we getting enough walking in, biking, cardio, yoga? And what about spirituality? What are we? How healthy can we be without a connection to one another and a connection to a higher power, the universe, whatever you want to call it? What can we do in that area to be improving, to be healthy? All of these things will help us to get stronger in every possible way so that we can deal with the stress that we're all feeling and with the disease that's out there, not only in this virus, but the chronic disease that we're suffering from, most of which we can alleviate and reverse just by changing our diets and by managing our stress. Are we getting enough sleep? What are we doing right now to combat this? Come on, middle of flu season, allergies raging, COVID. Let's look within and start to get rid of these shitty, processed, chemicalized, man-made foods that are tearing us down, that are being sold and advertised to us and our children so that we get sick, and then Big Pharma comes into the rescue with their pills and their side effects, or the doctors just cut it out or do some kind of surgery. This is not the way it has to be. And we have a time right now of forced reflection, if we choose to think about all the areas of our lives that we can start to build up, to strip away, to fast, to be lean, to get strong in every part, physically, mentally, and spiritually, most importantly, so that we can be of utmost usefulness to others and have a strong, healthy, vibrant body, so we can enjoy the vitality that we're all meant to have. So put the chips down and the ice cream and all that crap. Get up, move your body, and let's get through this, do our part, and come out of this stronger than ever. We have that choice.